Morning, Eddie.
Why are you filming me?
Morning, CJ.
Morning.
CJ's in the Nova in there, doing restoration stuff because the old Hawaii Nova needed some work on some stuff, like adjustments with the windows. The track fell off of the bottom of this window in the door, and not gonna lie, it kind of snowballed into a situation. But what also snowballed into a situation is yesterday I got into an argument on the internet.
No.
Something I've never ever done before.
Kevin? In a Facebook argument or a YouTube
No,
comment?
YouTube comment.
Oh, okay. It was YouTube comment.
Yeah,
Sorry.
YouTube comments.
Okay.
And one thing that I can tell you is Kevin is wrong.
Kevin's always wrong.
No, I'm not. So, I'll tell you how in just a second. All right, so yesterday, Tuesday, was on Facebook and saw that Steve had shared a link to a video commenting about his switch to radials on the wagon. He's needed to do that for a while because he just looks silly on them big, gigantic steamrollers and going out there and going slower than people on little bitty 275 drag radials. Just my opinion, because I'm a radial guy. I love radials. And all you people that are always like, it needs big tires. Nope. These little bitty tires right there, all you need to go real fast. Now, yeah, there's some chassis prep and track prep that you need to kind of go along with all that. However, in this video, and the YouTuber name is Kevin Wilson SBC. So, Kevin is wrong. We're going to do a test to figure out which Kevin is wrong. Now, I don't think it's me, because typically, when I go to battle on the internet, yes, I go, that's a little strong, go to battle. When I have an opinion on the internet, it's generally an opinion that I am fairly confident, like 95+% confident that I am correct. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm always right about every single thing.
Definitely
But
not.
generally, when I have an idea that I might be wrong, I don't go argue about it. So in this video, there is a section, maybe I'll put a clip in of it here, where he's talking about the rotational forces coming down through the car from the engine to the drive shaft. And if we are, well, let's just go stand behind Reno's car. So, well, first we'll stand in front of the car. So, the engine from up here is spinning clockwise, the crankshaft and all the power making things. That means the drive shaft is also spinning clockwise when we look from the front of the car. So we go around to the back of the car, and that means that there's our freshly upholstered rear seats. That means that the drive shaft from the back of the car is spinning counterclockwise. Now, my position is that the leverage forces push down on the left rear and up on the right rear tire. His claim is the opposite, in that the drive shaft is going to be spinning, counterclockwise from the back of the car. But that's going to make the rear end housing spin this way if it were given the opportunity to just freewheel in space. Now, obviously, we can't prove that because we can't magically make the rear end hang in the air. But through years of doing this stuff, seeing firsthand some different data points along the way. I firmly believe that when a car launches and the driveline torque comes down the axle, it is trying to push the left side rear tire into the ground, and it is trying to push the right rear tire up, which that is the reason why the car will go, yeah! You know, they make that noise when you launch the car. You never heard your car do that before?
Yeah! That's what they do?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, sometimes you can't hear it because your car is really loud. But your car likes launching. So whenever you get the opportunity to launch your car, you should launch your car. So, anyways, that varies from what some of the old timers told me back in the past. Hey, what are you laughing for? I'm not an old timer.
Funny because you're the old
I'm not an old timer. I'm an old timer to you because you're a young whippersnapper.
See? Only an old timer would say whippersnapper.
That's the thing that an old timer would say.
You old whippersnapper.
Exactly. That's why I said it. Oh boy. So, just because you guys see the car launch like that does not automatically mean that the right rear tire has more weight on it during a launch. Now, there are some situations where that may be possible, especially with, I haven't tested this, but with, say, a parallel style drag racing 4-link, big floppy tires, there is a possibility that with chassis roll that you do get more weight on the right rear, so potentially more traction on the right rear. But with radial tires, it more easily demonstrates the torque through the driveline, which is always the same. No matter what solid axle rear wheel drive car, it is always going to twist the left rear tire from the driveline torque. That's why we get the G-body shuffle. They hike up the left and they're trying to pick up the right rear tire. I've seen it in Soccer Mom, because with Soccer Mom, leaf spring car, pretty freaking fast on a 275 drag radial, we don't have beadlocks, and we glue the tires to the rim, and in doing that, we get movement on the rim where the tire will, or the rim will spin inside of the tire, at least for the first, 4 or 5 passes after we mount new tires. And it is always the left rim that turns more in the tire than the right rim. So we put a mark where the valve stem's at. Now I can't show you that mark because the car is not here. But every single time we glue the tires to the rim on the left side moves inside the tire more than the rim on the right. Now that is the reason why a lot of people with fast cars, they run beadlocks, because a beadlock literally clamps the rim, or clamps the tire to the rim. If you spin that tire on that beadlock, it's not good. That's going to be a real bad day for you. So, during the video, did you do it right? You get something good?
Found a third adjuster.
A third adjuster. That's exciting. See, we're just doing live stuff right here in the video. So, and this is kind of how things go around here sometimes. It's squirrel here and squirrel there and squirrel everywhere, at least for me. My job is to keep these guys helping them with their direction on their projects, and it ends up where I work on stuff less, which is okay, even though I like working on stuff. But then sometimes I got to make YouTube videos. And this one I thought would be kind of fun, because it's possibly dispelling an old wives' tale that's held by a lot of people. So anyways, another thing that we see on cars like this one, like the Steve Morris Camaro, like any car that we've done that has 2 rear shock sensors, we always see the left side shock extend more than the right side. Now, some of you may think, well, that shows that there's more weight on the right rear. No. That means that the driveline torque is trying to twist the rear end, and the only thing that might possibly put more weight on the right rear is if you have such a stiff anti-roll bar that as the engine torque rolls the car over, you know, we're talking about rolling, lifting the car, and I'm exaggerating because this car doesn't twist that much. Neither does Stalker Mom or any of our other stock suspension stuff. As it rolls over, if the anti-roll bar is so stiff that it keeps the rear end housing an equal distance from the frame on this side and an equal distance from the frame on this side, as the car rolls over, it could be putting more weight on the right rear tire and possibly more traction on the right rear. But that does not mean that the driveline torque is twisting the right side tire into the ground. Because if the car was twisting the right side tire into the ground, it would do a wheelie on the right front. But you're going to argue, well, that's because it's counteracting. The engine torque in the front is overcoming that planting of the right rear, and that's what's making it go to the left. Well, I can tell you that's not the case. Like, if that were the case, you'd have guys flipping engines over on chassis dyno or on engine dyno carts if there's that much torque. Because you look at how much power an engine makes on a engine dyno, and they don't have a huge elaborate chassis to hold that engine straight. Generally, it's just a cart, and you don't see them. I mean, you might see them move around and tweak a little bit, but they're not flipping the dyno over, or there's not as much load in, there's not as much force in the engine rolling over as there is coming down the drive shaft to propel the car forward and to be trying to twist the rear end housing. So, enough talking on all that. We're going to use the old Danger Ranger this morning because that's the only automatic thing here that runs, with the exception of my truck. And I believe my truck is too heavy for the scales. So I'd hope to possibly use this, but how we're going to demonstrate it is we are going to unhook the rear sway bar on my Ranger. Same as I was going to unhook the anti-roll bar on this. We are going to put the rear end on jack stands out by the tires, zero the scales, crank it up, put it in gear, and watch where the weight goes. It's that simple. That will prove the point based on the physics and stuff that and the evidence that I've already seen. It will confirm the evidence that I've already seen. And it's going to make one of the Kevins wrong. So let's find out which one it is. Oh, we got some live action now, eh?
See our work.
Just when we're arguing on the internet?
Yeah.
All right, so I've made the executive decision to try it without unhooking the rear sway bar, because this factory sway bar in this thing is a little teeny tiny thing that I don't think will have that much of a impact on the rear weights. And we're just putting, so yeah, we're gonna put the scale pads inside of the rear. Oh, did I turn the left rear on? I thought I turned the left rear on. Oh, come on. Come on, scale. Wake up. Arrgh. You know what? I'm using the left. If I use the left front, people are going to say it doesn't say the right thing on the...
Yep, you got to use left rear.
I guess I got to go get batteries for this. I wonder if that one got left on. All right, hold on. All right, so here we decided to change it around. We did a little different. We just used the front pads. So go touch that left pad so people can see that that goes up. Left side. And then if you touch the right side, the left pad goes up. So
The right pad goes up.
yeah, the right pad goes up. So this is what we're doing. Now, people are probably going to say this is not an accurate test, blah, 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 blah. This is going to test the theory of how the drive shaft gets loaded. Because now what I'm going to do is sit in the truck And no, it doesn't matter that the fronts aren't on the ground. It doesn't matter. We're gonna sit in the truck, zero the scales, crank it up, and put it in gear. Here, we'll do this all in one shot.
Okay.
So people can't say that, oh, you edited it. Ooh, race truck. Zero. Zero. Okay.
Well, zeroed again. Oh, never mind.
Now just the initial.
Higher on that side.
Added, subtracted.
Kevin was right and Kevin was wrong.
All right, so now I'm gonna put some throttle into it. I'm clamping the brakes so nothing spins and gets all wonky. Higher, lower. Higher, lower.
You so smart. It's almost
here-
like you've been doing this
Here's
for like
my
20
Jeremy
years.
Clarkson smug face.
Okay.
Now
And now it's back down to zero.
The boomers that, yeah.
Now that it's back in park, it's back down to zero. Now it's got more weight
I
on
want
the
to see.
left.
I want to see how much this little truck can do.
Oh my. It's wild how it's even too. It's like perfectly even. It's not accurate because this is a Ford Ranger and not a 4-link drag car. That's what they're gonna say. But I think engine rotation and drive lines and rear ends, solid axles just work the same.
I mean, there's a good argument going on his video, and if you don't believe that we just proved it,
Yep. That's got to be from engine moving.
Yeah, I was wondering if it just revving it because there's no torque in the drive line. I was wondering if that was gonna. Oh no, I was just aiming at me.
Oh.
I was wondering if just revving the engine would show a blip over there, but I don't think the sample rate's fast enough.
Yeah. It's normally not fast enough on these scales.
No. But it is plenty fast enough for when we do this. That's just putting it in gear. Change the weight, total weight 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And then imagine something with some real power. This is with the sway bar still hooked up.
Yeah.
I didn't even unhook the sway bar. Negative, positive 60, minus 60. So imagine something with some real horsepower, how hard it tries to drive that left rear end and pick up the right rear.
Yep.
That's why in your stock open wheel or open differential vehicle, whatever, if you smash the throttle and it spins the right rear, it's because there's less traction on the right rear.
Yep.
It's just simple physics.
Yep.
And people were arguing about, oh, equal and opposite reaction. The drive shaft's going to spin one way, so that means the rear end would helicopter and plant the right rear. Nope. The math don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
The evidence don't lie. Like shock sensors, like the tires spinning, the wheels spinning in the rims. All we've done is confirm the theory that this Kevin thought was right, and this Kevin was right. So, well, that was a fun start to the morning.
Yeah.
I guess we should, what else can we do now? Now we established the fact. We disproved an old wives' tale.
All right.
That the right rear tire sees more load. Now, like I said, there are some situations where with a super, super stiff rear anti-roll bar, any chassis roll you get from a big, giant, powerful engine may roll more weight to the right rear, but that was not what we were discussing. The main point we were arguing about was that the drive shaft would helicopter and plant the right rear, that it would spin opposite of the drive shaft rotation which we just proved that it does not.
Yep.
So, thanks for tuning into this Kev Talk.
Kev
We might
Talk.
do more of these. This is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Fine. Would it send us some links or some stuff that we need to argue about?
Yeah.
Like-
we like arguing.
Like motorsport stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like things that we can somehow,
Like-
without investing a bajillion dollars, like we need things that we can.
What about,
test.
is it debunked enough where, you know how people say that you have to put headers on something because it adds back pressure?
Oh, that's a.
That's
mean,
definitely,
people have
I
found
know
it
that's
disproven
been, I know that's been debunked.
But yeah, back pressure in an exhaust system is never a good thing.
Yeah.
Ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. Now that's an expensive test though. I don't want to like take this. This took us like an hour. Like
That's true.
that would take a while because you're talking about multiple restrictive exhaust systems and retuning for each exhaust system.
We just buy an engine dyno.
bro.
Engine.
Bro, we don't have the room for an engine dyno in this facility. All right, I'm gonna get out of this and go edit this and get it posted. So I forgot to tell you, Kevin Wilson, when we were discussing this, he was so confident that he was going to be right. Here, get in because the background is whitening out. He said that if he were disproven wrong, he would come down here and buy us dinner. So
we getting Roadhouse for
so Kevin, put some gas in the truck. I think you owe us dinner.
Yep. And CJ, my boy CJ, that boy can put down some food. So you better bring your wallet full.
CJ can eat some food.
I mean, we all can.
So, thank you guys for watching, tuning in. Leave us some suggestions for things that we can test without spending a fortune testing. Yeah. Anyways, see you next time.